Camera. Focus unlocked. Image. Speech off.
Ryan and I take the brunt of her in the panic, but she always does an amazing job, so thanks, Steph. I'm usually the one that comes and gives the message for this event. For those of you who don't know, my son died by suicide 2.5 years ago. It's been 959 days since he's passed. Ooh, I thought I'd make it longer than this without crying. Whew.
Okay.
So on your shirt, you see the hashtag GBaby. That's my son. That's for him. And I usually come up here and give my message about my son, which I will talk a little bit about, but I'm changing it up a little bit this year. My son struggled with addiction, depression, anxiety, all those things. And on October 8th, I found him in his room. And he had been gone for, they said, about 18 hours before I found him. And I mean, that shook our family. It's changed our lives forever. But instantly, I wanted to be a voice to let people know that it's okay to not be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend Kayla and I, there's Kayla right there. Her and I started a mission that we would go and we spoke to schools, we spoke at community events, we would talk to anybody who would hear us, so we could talk about mental health and resources, that it's okay to not be okay, and to reach out for help. You know, that's our main thing that we're telling everybody all the time, is to reach out for help. If you see something, say something. And I stood in front of I don't know how many crowds sharing that message. And in all reality, I was a hypocrite. And about 9 months ago, I was in the darkest place I could ever imagine. The loss of my son and the change in our family just shook my world so much. And I was in a very dark place. Yet I would get up and stand in front of people and tell them it's okay to not be okay, and you need to get help, reach out for help, it's okay to ask for help. Yet I was the #1 person who just locked myself in my garage, and I wasn't asking for help. I had friends that I would talk to, but I realized I needed something more. So last October, I finally decided maybe I need to get help. Maybe this isn't just grief that every mom goes through. It's very traumatic to find your child the way I did. And so I've been getting help, and I'm doing it's EMDR therapy, and it's for people that have PTSD or traumatic events in their lives. And I have to say, if I wouldn't have done that, I don't know if I would have had the strength to be standing here today. Doing that therapy has changed my life for the better. I think most of my family and friends can see a change in me from 9 months ago. I still isolate myself in my house just because that's my safe space and that's where my dogs are. So, who wants to leave them? And I did it for myself, but I did it for my kids, and I did it for my husband and my mom and my friends and my sister, because I know I was just dragging everybody down too. And I still deal with the grief of Garrett every single day. I still cry the minute I wake up every day, and I will always miss my son.
Yep.
But I'm glad I finally took my own advice and realized that it was okay to not be okay, and that you needed to get help. And so I'm sharing my message with you to take my example. I wore the shirts, I did the sidewalk chalk, I did every one of these events. Kayla and I talked everywhere, and man, it hit me in the face one night. I was a hypocrite. And so I'm so thankful that I had the courage to reach out to somebody and be like, okay, what do I need to do next? Because I knew I wasn't okay. And if you're in that position, please reach out for help. Talk to your friends. Talk to somebody who might know who can get you the right resources to help you. Because nobody needs to live like that. And so I just ask if any of you are dealing with any mental health issues, we have some wonderful resources up here that'll help you and at least guide you in the right way.
Mhm.
And I just want to say, today's for you, baby. I stand here today on behalf of my son. And I pray that none of you ever have to go through what my family's going through. And I know a lot of your families have been going through. Okay, so enough with the sadness. We're gonna have fun now. Sorry to bring everybody down, but that's the reality of mental health. And I've always been a very open and raw person. So again, I want to thank you guys so much for being here. And let's get this thing rolling and have some fun.
I'm one of the people that stopped.
Tim, do you want to be
And I
contacted
love her
by
dogs. Her cat
anybody
does not like me.
next week to talk about your?
So we
Us
have a
praying
table
over
here.
you.
We have a list of names if you'd like to add to the
What's your
names, but
phone
this is
number?
our in honor of
That's
table.
402
And your
872.
packets should have bibs in it.
1032.
And this event isn't distanced or timed because we wanted people to
And it's okay to leave a message.
slow down and connect and spread
It'll
joy.
dump into my cell phone.
You can run, you can walk, you can just hang out if you want to, but if you would, whether it be your name or whoever, just remember your why and put it on your bib. I want to thank all first responders, law enforcement, healthcare workers, and military personnel here today, and thank you for our support groups. Thank you to all the volunteers. Thank you for all your help throughout the year. Thanks again for your support and for being leaders and helping eliminate the shame surrounding mental illness and suicide. Together we can make a difference. Thank you.
Go for the gold.